eclipse of 2023 is the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. This is an invitation for you to alchemize the complexity into simplicity, to embody the simplicity of what you now value. It's all about committing to your self-sufficiency, your growth, and releasing, letting go of the final blockages to stepping into your authentic, sovereign power. This full moon has a lot of fierce energy. It's a battle between Scorpio and Taurus. We're finding the balancing act between both signs. This is the axis of survival, of value, of deep security, deep needs. And we are transmuting and transforming what no longer serves. This eclipse shines a light into the darkness, showing us what needs to be revealed so that we can release it. This eclipse is a graduation. It's a final clearing. It is a climax. Full moons are when the sun and the moon are opposite in the sky, having this tense dance between both dynamics. And this is a particularly potent full moon because it is a lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse happens on a full moon when the earth comes between the sun and the moon and casts a shadow on the surface of the moon. I'm here today to talk to you about the astrology and the energy of this powerful, transformational moment. Eclipses bring energy of change. We are in the season of change, and this is the moment to embrace the change, to flow with the change, to not resist, and to allow yourself to be transformed. This is the final eclipse in a series of eclipses that began in November 2021. So think back to what dynamic began in November 2021. Well, we are having a climax moment right now, concluding a cycle. So this is a powerful moment of celebrating how far you have come on this journey, and also of understanding something that previously was hidden. Eclipses, they bring an illumination, a revelation, or a crisis into our lives because they are here to push us into change. They are here to push us through sometimes catastrophic, sometimes shocking events that sort of force us into our evolutionary desires, that force us to step into our next phase of life. We are working with the energy of Taurus and Scorpio. Taurus and Scorpio is the axis of survival. It is the deep need to survive. Survival through sovereignty, self-sufficiency, and also survival through procreation, creation, bonding with the right sources. So Taurus Scorpio has been a big theme for us over the last nearly 2 years. So anyone with strong Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, or Aquarius energy, we have been blasted with this huge transformational force in our lives. So this is really a completion moment. This is a moment to look at how far you have come and what you have gone through. Taurus Scorpio is not necessarily an easy energy to work with because we're talking about life and death. We are talking about releasing our grip on something that we don't want to let go of. Both signs are fixed. So Taurus holds on and so does Scorpio. And they both have different ways of holding on. Taurus more in a won't let go, this is mine, and Scorpio in I will do what it takes to have what is mine. Taurus energy is all about the senses. It is about the physical reality. It is about the body. It is about the practical, tangible, physical steps to build something in this world. Taurus wants to create something that's sustainable and is a slow process of developing that. Taurus is all about beauty. Ruled by Venus, Taurus is about the senses, touch, smell, taste. Taurus wants to indulge in all the pleasures of this world. Taurus is also associated with sexuality for the pleasure and the practical procreation of our species. Taurus is all about the arts, creativity, beauty. Taurus rules the voice, singing, music, expression, and Taurus wants us to embody all that we are. Taurus is about finance, it's about money, it's about the practical, how do we make our money, how do we build our stability, our safety, our security. And Taurus is all about value. Do you value yourself? Taurus is the internal side of Venus. It talks about your relationship with yourself, your value system within. It talks about self-confidence. Taurus needs to learn to value itself and to discern who and what it values, where to put its time and energy. Scorpio is the opposite. It rules transformation, metamorphosis, death, and rebirth. Scorpio is water energy. It is deep, emotional, penetrating, psychological. Scorpio wants to know why. Taurus wants to simplify, and Scorpio wants to know why. Why do we do the things we do? Scorpio is the investigator. Scorpio is also the archetype of the dark side, the shadow realms. It is the energy of the hidden, the taboo, that which is not seen. So Scorpio has this underbelly where it's hidden in the shadows. Things are hidden, things are not revealed. Scorpio has a deep insecurity of sharing its emotions, sharing its vulnerable selves, because there is an energetic of betrayal and abandonment in Scorpio. Scorpio holds on till the death. And so Scorpio has a really hard time learning to let go, as does Taurus. But Scorpio wants to hold on even when it's time to let go. Scorpio will go down to the grave if they believe in something or they want something. Scorpio is also associated with deep desire and passion and the carnal, deep merging of sexuality, the desire to have a deep bond in the sexual union. And Scorpio's biggest lesson in this life is letting go. Scorpio energy is about losing and learning to transcend that and use that pain as fuel, to alchemize the pain, to alchemize what it thinks it loses, learning that it is its own resource. This eclipse is at 5 degrees of Taurus, opposite the sun at 5 degrees of Scorpio. So this eclipse is quite powerful and quite significant because we have quite a big dance between both sides, life and death, between mine and yours, between decay and beauty, between letting go and building something. So there's a lot of aspects that are really challenging us to let go, to cut away, to release what no longer serves us. This full moon is traveling with the North Node, which is currently in Aries, but it is close enough to be associated with this eclipse. So the Taurus area of life is where we are headed, what we are learning to embody. And we have been working with this energy, like I said, for about nearly 2 years. We're also working with this energy on a deep level because we have Jupiter, the planet of abundance and expansion and belief and spirituality and growth, in the sign of Taurus. It is currently in retrograde, so it's moving slowly, but it is very present in this eclipse. So we have the full moon in Taurus, 5 degrees. We have Jupiter at 11 degrees of Taurus, and we have Uranus at 21 degrees in Taurus. Now, on the opposite end, in Scorpio, we have the Sun in Scorpio. Then we have Mercury at 10 degrees of Scorpio and Mars at 11 degrees of Scorpio, which means Mars and Mercury in Scorpio are bringing a power boost to our eclipse. Mars and Mercury conjunct opposite Jupiter, pretty much exact, at the same time as the full moon eclipse. Okay, what does this mean? This is a powerhouse dynamic. So we have 3 energies of Scorpio opposite 3 energies of Taurus. Okay, so what we need to be aware of at this time is that we're having that very deep dynamic dance between Scorpio and Taurus. So with the mind, Mercury is the mind, represented by the mind, and Mars, the warrior, our action, our drive, our passion in Scorpio. This is very fierce, dynamic energy. So our mind and how we take action is in Scorpio along with the sun, okay? Mars is the ruler of Scorpio along with Pluto. So it's very strong in Scorpio. And when Mars is in Scorpio, it wants to cut, slice away delusions to get rid of what no longer serves. So with this dynamic of Mars and Mercury opposite Jupiter, the planet of expansion, abundance, in retrograde, so it's a little internal, that is a big dynamic happening at the same time. That involves our mind, that involves our communication, that involves our passion, our aggression, our frustration could be expanded because of Jupiter. So when it's in opposition, there's a tense, it's a challenging aspect because you're learning how to balance between both worlds. So that's why every full moon is in opposition. So it's a tension between the sun and the moon. And it's an eclipse, so it's an even more powerful portal of energy. So during this moment, we want to be really aware of where we're putting our energy, where we are putting our mind, and how we're communicating. There could be a lot of aggression, frustration, an expansion, like too much, too much intensity, too much action. So you want to be very cautious during this week building up to the eclipse. You want to be careful about your communications, especially in intimate relationships, because Scorpio energy will hold on till the death. It's all about grudges. Scorpio energy will take that shit to the grave. So you need to think about, what do you actually want in your dynamics? Because this is happening on a collective level, and this is happening on a personal level, so in your own intimate relationships. So you want to be aware that for this next week, weekend, weeks, be aware of where you are placing your attention, your mind, and how you are communicating. If you feel frustrated and angry and sad and overwhelmed with grief, find an outlet to move it through your body. Taurus is about the body. We want to be taking this passion. Scorpio has a lot of passion. We want to transmute it, alchemize it through the body, doing somatic work, because this is a huge energy, and our minds may be just going on a loop. Scorpio can be obsessive, can go over and over and over again, like focusing on that thing. So, you know, in order to have the most harmonious time in your personal life, watch your mind, watch your speech. If you feel something coming up like a volcanic explosion, like take a time out, go out into nature, go to the ocean, punch something, dance it out, like move that shit through your body, because this is a lot of energy, this is a lot of passion. And yeah, so we want to just be aware that there's like a heightened, full moons are extremely heightened emotional moment. The moon is associated with our emotions, and although the moon is exalted in Taurus, it is so happy and it wants to be comfortable and feel good and, you know, have the creature comforts and like eat delicious food and, you know, do all the things it loves. With this Scorpio tension, we may be feeling like deep emotions. This is potentially a deep cathartic emotional release. Allow yourself to release your emotions. This is about letting go of a cycle that has been going on for 2 years. Allow yourself to feel and to express it, and take time for yourself to express your depth, the depth of feeling. Honor your emotional world. Emotions are where we store memory, where we store the past. And because this is a moment of accelerated change and growth, we could be receiving messages that we didn't even know existed. We could have memories or dreams or realize things about situations in the past that we did not understand, and now we have more clarity. Once the eclipse takes over, puts the shadow on, and then it reveals, it illuminates something that was previously hidden. So allow yourself that time to understand where you're at right now. And know that this is a time of shadow work, so traumas may come up. Fear. Scorpio is all about facing fears. Scorpio doesn't want to let go and is afraid to die, but needs to have that death to allow the process to complete, to allow the disintegration of the old. And death, by death I don't mean physical death, although physical death is most likely happening worldwide as we speak. I mean metaphorical death, I mean ego death. I mean, Scorpio doesn't want to let go of that survival instinct, but it is learning how to trust the death process, learning how to fall into the unknown, to surrender, to let go of, you know, anxiety. I used to suffer from deep anxiety. I had very strong panic attacks, and I was holding on so deep, so tightly, because I thought I would die. I literally thought I was dying. And when I finally broke open and allowed myself to go past that fear of death, I literally collapsed into deep sadness, where I had to literally somatically release from my body this deep pain that I had been carrying forever. And when I allowed that to happen was when I was finally able to let go of my panic disorder. It was like I was fighting the inevitable. I was fighting the death that needed to happen. And when I surrendered, I was able to go past it into fearlessness. This journey is about going past the fear, going into facing the fear, to embracing what is in the shadow, to go into the cave that you fear to enter. And that is where you find your greatest treasure. The ruler of this full moon eclipse is Venus in Virgo. So that is a harmonious aspect because it's in Virgo, the moon's in Taurus. We also have Pluto in Capricorn. So we have harmonious earth energy making it real, okay? Virgo energy is the healer. It wants us to improve, to cleanse, to clear, to purify. So this gives us this focus on improving our relationship with ourselves. The greatest lesson of Taurus energy is becoming self-sufficient, relying on oneself, and valuing and loving oneself. So this is a moment to really look at how you treat yourself, how you value yourself, and how you are an autonomous, self-sufficient being in the world. And when you meet your own needs and give yourself that love and that validation that you so deeply desire from the other, that is when you can meet the other on an equal playing field. We are in the process of revolutionizing our relationships, and each one of us has this moment to really commit to step into self-love and self-value. So really do take some time to look at how far you've come in the last 2 years, and also where are you at with how you value yourself, your resources, how you make your money as well. What are you doing in the world? Are you really building the life of your dreams? And are you looking at your shadows? Are you allowing your traumas to be processed through your body? It is time to work with the shadow as we enter Scorpio season. It is about shadow work. It is about transmutation. It is about looking into that crap and alchemizing it, using the pain as medicine, alchemizing that darkness, and not rejecting the darkness, but embodying, embracing, integrating. And the more you accept all aspects, the more you come into your power. This eclipse is loosely squaring Pluto in Capricorn. It is all about power dynamics, power struggles. The old system is crumbling, the world is in chaos, and the power structures are in the process of falling, and we will need to rebuild them while they are still working. So this is a deep challenge. We are in this process, and the best thing we can do, each and every one of us, is really focus on ourselves, stepping into our unique power. The power is within each of us. Take time to get to know yourself. You are much more important and powerful than you may realize. I am wishing you so much love and empathy and support for this challenging moment in time. I have no doubt the energy will be fierce all week and into this eclipse and into the week that follows. During eclipse time, we are really in the desert. Nothing is certain, everything is unstable. Be patient, be calm. I know it's hard, there's a lot of power moving us forward, but really do take care of yourselves. It is really about you honoring the important, beautiful, unique facet of this diamond. We are all unique facets of a brilliant, dynamic diamond. We are all working together. So the best thing you can do for humanity, for the world, and for everyone in your life, especially for you, is to love yourself first. What is loving yourself? It's really just listening, honoring, getting to know yourself, and allowing yourself to be what you are, to not resist what is happening, to not resist what you're feeling, to allow yourself to express all that you are. Allow yourself the emotional release, allow yourself the process. One little note I wanted to say that this full moon is aligned with the Gene Key and Human Design gate of 27. And the biggest lesson of that gate is to learn how to nurture and care for oneself and then nurture and care others. It's opposite gate and Gene Key 28. And this is all about the fear of death and taking risks because of the fear of death. It's part of the channel of struggle. So you can see that dynamic dance between learning how to care for yourself and then also not stopping yourself because of your fears. We're gonna be tested. Oops. For those who don't know me, I am an artist. I am a natural mystic. I began my awakening when I was very young, 17 years old, and have been a seeker ever since, studying all that I could about energy and psychology and the occult. And I'm also a guide. I use astrology, human design, energy, Reiki to assist people, visionaries, leaders, to really see where they are limited and really step into their power by using creative self-expression and by understanding who they are. I have a gift to see deeply into the other. I am a mental projector in human design, and my gift is to use my fantastic mind to serve the other, to see who you are truly and what is limiting you and what is blocking you on your path to uncovering your brilliance. So if you are interested in working with me, please send me a private message. I'll put the link below. And I wish you all the best. Sending you a lot of love from Madeira Island, Portugal. Also, I am releasing a single on the eclipse called Ilha. It's island in Portuguese, inspired by Madeira Island, where I live. I moved here nearly 11 years ago, and this song is a love song and also a dark fairy tale about the spirit of the island. And it's all about my own personal journey in discovering myself when I came to the island and learning that paradise is not an external place. Paradise is within. Paradise is a state of mind, and paradise is not outside. It is truly within. So please have a listen, subscribe to my channel. I will be back with more astrology and energy work. You can follow me on Instagram, where I post about music, about astrology, about energy. Sending you so much love from Madeira.